honest about the fact that 2025 has been a difficult year. I entered this year with a lot of expectations around what it meant for me to achieve certain strides in my business and through my art. However, I was deeply disappointed, not only in my inability to perform at a level that I should have, but at the fact that there were external factors that I could not control. So it made me realize that art requires a whole lot of faith, because there is never certainty of your visibility. There's no certainty of the shows you'll be in. There's no certainty of the people you will meet. There's no certainty of who will buy your work. I guess the only sure thing is if you make the art. And I learned this year that I had to be consistent. I had to be consistent when it was difficult. I had to be consistent when it was easy. I had to be consistent when life just continued the way that it normally does. I'm in the studio and the sun is obviously blazing into my eyes, but I want to record what thought I had in the studio earlier. I had a thought about how sometimes when you're in the process of making art, the ideas first start in your head. They start in your brain and you're conceptualizing, and you can't really see what it would be like unless you actually start to put things together. And today I had that moment where I put everything together of the ideas I've had, and it'd be more of a concrete thing, like I'm actually working on the final product. And wow, I must say that it's way better than I imagined. And sometimes I felt like I was behind with my art making process because it just takes so long for me to finally get to the final step of the work. So for me to be at this point and actually see what the work will look like towards the end makes me feel really good and feel less insecure about what it is that I'm making, but maybe that I actually do have something to offer, you know? So it's just very interesting that sometimes when you're making art, when you finally get to put the thing that you've been thinking like into a physical, like in your hand, it really does something to this idea. One thing that once existed in your head to actually becoming a physical thing. I guess that's why it's so important that we make the things that we see in our head, because we really don't know what that would do to the viewer, to other people, for yourself as well. So yeah, I guess I'm just saying that I'm proud of myself for actually working this hard over the past 3 weeks, because I'm actually starting to see the value of what I've been making. I wish I started sooner, but I didn't start sooner because I was really tired and I guess burnt out to some degree, and I had no inspiration. So to even start small and finally get to a point where wow, I can see the final thing, I'm extremely proud of myself. The goal is to finish this oil painting. It's a small box that's going to go inside another box. It's a box that's going to go into a box, and the goal is to finish this by tonight. So I'm going to start by collaging faces on it, because I don't want to paint the faces because this thing is so small. But I'm going to start collaging my family faces on here, and then after that, and then collage some other elements onto it, and then after that I'm gonna paint it and finish it by today. Okay? varsity years, discovering the meeting point of these two mediums and forever falling in love with the endless possibilities of two completely different modes of working to create one beautiful thing really reminds me of how 2025 has been both a juxtaposition of the good and the bad, the ugly and the sad, yet the most rewarding, beautiful, collaged year. People, community, checking in with a friend on a random day, beyond valuing the successes that I had aspired to, it taught me to appreciate the very breath in my lungs each morning. This year taught me to celebrate the people around me, the women around me, the women in my family, the new friends I would stumble upon the way of making art. This year truly was a return to the basics. Things I had forgotten, mediums I had forgotten, ways of working I had left to the wayside. It has taught me to appreciate the small things, working on a smaller scale, working in smaller ways, working in increments and bits and pieces to create something at a larger scale. So I don't know what 2026 has in store for me, but what I do know is that art will forever be a part of my life. And just like art, so will dance.